movie begins with a truck driver approaching a police checkpoint in the middle of the day. The officers stop him and explain there has been a chemical leak nearby. After spraying his truck with disinfectant, they allow him to pass. As the driver continues down the road, he accidentally hits something. He checks his mirror and sees a dead deer lying on the side of the road. Shaken, he drives away. But seconds later, the deer's lifeless body suddenly twitches. Its eyes turn white, and the animal rises back to its feet. Right away, the movie warns us that something terrible has already begun spreading across the country. We then meet Siakwu, a successful but emotionally distant fund manager living in Seoul. He is divorced and barely spends time with his young daughter, Suan. Even while at home, he is constantly focused on work calls and stock market problems. It is Suan's birthday, but Siakwu completely forgot. Trying to make up for it, he gives her another expensive gift, but Suan is disappointed because he already bought her the same thing before. All she really wants is to visit her mother in Busan. At first, Siakwu refuses because he's too busy, but after watching a recording of Suan singing alone at a school recital because he failed to show up, guilt finally hits him. The next morning, he agrees to take her to Busan by train. At the station, life still seems normal. People rush to catch trains, workers drink coffee, students laugh with friends. Among the passengers, we meet several important characters. There is Sang-ah, a tough but lovable working-class man traveling with his pregnant wife, Sang-kyung. There is a high school baseball team heading to a game, including a shy player named Yong-guk and the girl he secretly likes, Jin-hee. And then there is Yeon-suk, a selfish businessman whose only concern is protecting himself. As everyone boards the KTX high-speed train to Busan, another woman runs desperately through the station. She looks terrified and injured. Just before the doors close, she barely manages to jump on board unnoticed. The train departs. At first, everything feels peaceful. Suan sits quietly beside her father. Passengers relax in their seats. But in one of the rear train cars, the injured woman collapses. A train attendant approaches to help her. Suddenly, the woman begins screaming violently. Her body twists unnaturally. Then she attacks the attendant and bites her. Within seconds, the attendant transforms too. The infection spreads unbelievably fast. Passengers panic as people begin to attack each other across the train. Screams echo through every carriage. Blood splatters against the windows. People are dragged to the floor and torn apart. Nobody understands what is happening. Siakwu grabs Suan and runs as chaos erupts around them. The zombies move with terrifying speed, throwing themselves at victims like wild animals. Anyone bitten transforms almost instantly. The survivors barely manage to escape into another train car and lock the doors behind them. Soon, the infection spreads through most of the train. News reports begin appearing on passengers' phones showing riots and violent outbreaks happening across the country. The government claims everything is under control, but clearly it is not. The survivors now trapped together include Siakwu, Suan, Sang-ha, Sang-kyung, Yong-guk, Jin-hee, and a few others. One of the train conductors announces they will stop at Dejon Station, where the military supposedly has the situation under control. Hoping for rescue, everyone prepares to leave the train, but before arriving, Siakwu secretly tells Suan they should only think about themselves if things get dangerous. Suan looks disappointed by her father's selfishness. When the train reaches Dejon, the station appears completely empty. No soldiers, no police, only silence. The survivors cautiously walk through the station searching for help. Then, they hear strange growling sounds echoing from the darkness. A group of infected soldiers suddenly attacks them. The military base has already fallen. Panic erupts again as survivors run back toward the train. People are bitten left and right while trying to escape. One by one, more passengers become infected. During the chaos, the train leaves the station with only some survivors on board. Others are left behind to die. Now separated across different train cars, Siakwu realizes Suan is trapped with Sang-ha and the others several cars away.
To rescue them, Seok-woo, Sang-ha, and Yang-guk decide to fight their way through zombie-filled train cars. This becomes one of the most intense sections of the movie. The three men wrap their arms with tape and use makeshift weapons to battle through the infected. Sang-ha punches zombies with his bare fists. Seok-woo uses shields and bats to push forward. Yang-guk fights desperately despite being terrified. Each train car feels like a war zone. The zombies pile onto them endlessly. At one point, they discover the infected cannot see well in darkness. Using tunnels to their advantage, the group sneaks past entire hordes while the train passes through dark areas. Eventually, after an exhausting fight, they reunite with Suwon and the others. But when they finally reach the safe passenger car, the people inside refuse to let them enter. Yeon-suk convinces everyone that Seok-woo's group might be infected. Instead of helping survivors, fear turns ordinary people cruel. The passengers hold the doors shut while zombies chase the exhausted group from behind. Only after Sang-ha sacrifices himself holding back the infected do they finally get inside. But even then, the selfish passengers force the survivors into a separate train compartment like criminals. Suwon watches adults treat good people like monsters, while actual monsters roam outside. Meanwhile, the infection continues spreading across South Korea. Entire cities collapse, helicopters crash, emergency broadcasts fail. The government completely loses control. On the train, Yeon-suk becomes increasingly dangerous. His cowardice causes multiple deaths because he constantly abandons others to save himself. In another stop, the survivors discover burning streets and endless infected surrounding the station. The train conductor desperately searches for another operational train. During the confusion, Young-guk and Jin-hee become separated from the others. Jin-hee is bitten while trying to survive. Even after transforming, Young-guk refuses to abandon her. Instead, he hugs her as she turns, accepting death beside the girl he loves. Back on the main train, Seok-woo slowly changes as a person. Earlier, he only cared about himself and Suwon, but after witnessing Sang-ha sacrifice everything for strangers, Seok-woo begins helping others instead of running away. For the first time in the movie, Suwon sees her father becoming a good man. Eventually, only a handful of survivors remain alive. Seok-woo, Suwon, Sang-kyung, Yeon-suk, and the train conductor. They board another train heading toward Busan, believed to be the only safe city left. But even here, disaster follows them. Yeon-suk becomes infected after abandoning the conductor. Instead of admitting the truth, he hides his bite and manipulates everyone again. As he transforms, he attacks Seok-woo. The two struggle violently near the back of the train. Seok-woo manages to throw Yeon-suk off the train, but not before getting bitten himself. At first, Seok-woo hides the wound from Suwon. He knows exactly what will happen next. The infection is spreading through his body. His hands begin to shake. Veins darken across his skin. Realizing he has only minutes left before transforming, Seok-woo takes Suwon and Sang-kyung to the front controls of the train. He teaches them how to stop the train once they reach Busan. Suwon desperately begs her father not to leave, but Seok-woo knows there is no other choice. As he slowly walks towards the back of the train, memories flood his mind. He remembers holding Suwon as a baby. For the first time in years, he smiles like a real father. Then, before losing control completely, Seok-woo throws himself off the speeding train into railway. Suwon screams as her father disappears from her eyes. The train finally reaches a military blockade near Busan. Soldiers spot two figures walking through a tunnel. Because infected often appear human at first, the snipers prepare to shoot. But then, Suwon begins singing the song she practiced earlier in the movie, the same song Seok-woo once missed hearing at her recital. The soldiers realize the survivors are human and lower their weapons. In the end, only Suwon and the pregnant Sang-kyung survive. The movie closes with the two walking towards safety while the country behind them has completely fallen apart. Train to Busan proves that in a world full of monsters, the most dangerous people can still be human. From non-stop action to heartbreaking sacrifices, this movie became one of the greatest zombie films ever made. If you enjoyed this recap, Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more movie recaps just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.